Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Bad Calls, Balls, and Brawls, episode 64. It's your
64, really?
64.
There you go.
I feel like we should be at like 164 right now, but we're only on 64. It is Saturday afternoon, almost February, which is my favorite month because my favorite holiday falls in February.
The Super Bowl?
No, believe it or not, this chick, despite being sporty spice, is a huge sucker for love. So I'm excited for Valentine's Day. I already made.
Do you have a date yet? Or?
I do not have a date, but I can tell you, since Valentine's Day is in 3 weeks, even 3 weeks prior to this, I already had my hair appointment done and my reservation. So I can tell you, I already have my hair getting done, and I already know where I'm going. I just don't have a date.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe I can. I'll see if I can find somebody for you.
I don't need you to help me. Trust me,
Right,
that is more than okay.
I got my hair done too today. My hair was out of control. I kind of was told that I looked like the Unabomber, and so I had to, get my hair did. So I did that this morning, and I'm fresh for hopefully whoever wants to be my date for Valentine's Day.
There's so many things, I gotta be careful because there's one thing, we say things, we're live, we're getting married in a church. I have to really start toning myself back so I don't act up in front of public and also in the church.
I don't think you have to, but
So keep talking, you need a date on Valentine's Day and see it on. Anyway.
Obviously a joke. No, but listen, it's a beautiful Saturday down here in South Florida. A welcome change because, we missed 2 weeks ago. We missed the weekend here because we were in Kansas City. We talked about that experience on last week's show. But it's been bad weather around here. It's been kind of gloomy, but the sun's out today. It looks like a beautiful day. And so hope everybody enjoys the weekend.
I'm still pretty traumatized from being in the negative 28 degrees.
As you should be. It was brutal. It was brutal.
I kind of laugh at their news stations now when they say a cold front's coming to South Florida Monday and Tuesday. They're like, oh, it's going to be 50 and 60. I'm like, bring it. That's nothing. Even this morning, I was in the backyard with our neighbors, and our neighbors went to France last week.
Oh.
Daniel Mauricio. Daniel's from Australia, and he was like, it was so cold in France. It was 30 degrees. And I let him tell me the story about how cold it was in Paris.
And like,
and then he said, Daniel, I got a story for you. And what his Australian accent, what? How did you know that? So, yes, but it is beautiful today. It is.
Gorgeous. It really is.
80 and sunny, and
And it's laughable, like you mentioned, that the...
I'm doing the show right now in my one-piece Dolphins bathing suit. I mean, it's gorgeous, right? Like this is
it's beautiful. And as you mentioned, it's kind of ridiculous that the media is saying that the upcoming winter blast is going to drop temperatures down to the 50s when that's, everybody else would love to have weather in the 50s. So
exactly. So anyways, let's talk sports. I can tell you that tomorrow we will not be seeing Dolphins football. It didn't really hit me till last week. When we were in Kansas City, we had such a great trip. When some of our friends were there, we met new friends. And yes, we lost, but I was still so happy in Kansas City for everything that we've experienced. I was still high on the engagement and all this stuff.
I'm still, to your point, I'm still high, obviously, the engagement, but the fact that we went to Kansas City, we're talking sports right now, and we saw all those Dolphin fans from countless amount of states, even from Canada and Mexico. And I even heard that there was somebody after we had left, somebody came in as a Dolphin fan from Scotland. We had 3 countries out there.
More. England was there.
England, yes, that's right. So it was
Germany. I think they came.
It was such a great experience. I'm so glad we did it. Obviously, not thrilled with the result, but it was a great experience.
So we know last week Bills Mafia and Chiefs Kingdom played. Why do you laugh about that? It was a great game.
Because the Bills are out, baby. I love it.
Okay, but they made it further than us, so I'm not here laughing about it. I mean, you know what I mean?
I am. I could not stand to see the Bills.
I have a joke for you.
Well, hold on. I could not stand to see the Bills play this weekend on Conference Championship weekend or in the Super Bowl. God forbid. I'm glad they're out. It was very cathartic to see them leave. So
not so much a joke for you, but this is gonna make you smile. Fix your face. Don't smile now.
Okay, all right.
Do a straight face.
Okay.
Guess who's getting a ring before Josh Allen? This girl.
Oh, there you go. Nice.
You are too, though. You are too, because you're gonna have your wedding ring.
Yes,
soon.
That's right. Yep.
And you're going to get a ring before Josh. And I know. So just know that post when Lou's going to post that came from me. You're going to be like, Lou's going to do like one of these posts with his wedding ring. And he'd be like, I got a ring before Josh.
Yeah. And before the Dolphins too. Let's be real.
Okay. I don't want to add that. So, let's get Dolphins talk right now. And I want to talk baseball. Baseball is my first love next to basketball. It's close. I became a basketball fan and baseball fan around the same time at age 6. so about 10 years ago. And baseball season's here. Pitchers and catchers are reporting soon.
We'll get to that.
No,
let's
I
but
gotta say something.
let's talk about football. Work our way back.
I don't want to talk football. Dolphins aren't in it. Okay, but no. So we have two big games tomorrow. Obviously, we have the NFC Championship and we have the AFC Championship.
But before we talk about that, let's talk about Dolphin news, right?
Okay,
it's a big
Fangio's
story.
Not here. Okay.
So when that broke early in the week, that came out of nowhere. Normally, when a move like that happens, it happens right after the season ends, right?
Yeah.
Black Monday or however you want to call it. In this case, we obviously played in the wild card round, but you would have expected that move to come out shortly thereafter, and it was delayed by a week and 2 days. So that was shocking. Nobody expected that.
So yeah, Fangio. Obviously, there was things, and I said this before. I saw Big E tweeted something about it. I told you this before. He even said it that you didn't see a lot of Fangio in Hard Knocks. You didn't.
You didn't.
So when we watch Hard Knocks, they show us a lot. They don't show us everything, and they shouldn't have to. Right? At the end of the day, it is a business. And it's professionalism. They're only going to show you what they want to show you. There had to be some beef or whatever the case would be between either McDaniel, Fangio, Stephen Ross, whatever. Because for the guy to just, first of all, when he came here to Miami, I didn't know him too well in the sense. I know he did great things with Philadelphia, but I wasn't like, my gosh.
He did great things in Chicago, Carolina, all his places as a defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Right? Philadelphia was his last spot, and he was just an advisor. He went back there, but he didn't really do.
So here's the thing: when he came to Miami, everybody was gun ho about it. Like I remember, even my boss was like, "Ash, this is great. He's so good. Our defense is gonna blah blah blah." So everyone was drinking the Kool-Aid, and I don't think he did a bad job. He didn't do. Obviously, we're not, playing tomorrow, but doesn't fall on him. He was dealing with look how many injuries even the last 3 games. Van Ginkel, friggin' Jalen Phillips. Bradley Chubb, you lost 3. The Baker.
Yep.
So I don't think it was his coaching. He was. I mean, granted, you can't judge a coach. It's about adversity and how they bounce back. But he was dealing with a half deck of cards here. So I think he did whatever he did. He did great down here. People are like, oh, blah blah blah. Now it's so disgusting how they turned all these Dolphin fans are like turned his back. Oh, forget him. Blah 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 blah. Whatever the case may be, there's 2 sides to every story, and it just something's not. They're not telling us, and they won't tell us.
So a couple things. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
The defense did hold up when the offense regressed on the stretch. Obviously, scoring 19 points at Baltimore, 14 points against Buffalo, and then just 7 in the wild card game. The offense regressed on the stretch, and the defense, despite missing all the guys that you just mentioned, they actually did their part. They gave him a chance to win that Buffalo game. They gave him a chance to win against the Chiefs. The offense just couldn't do anything. So to Fangio's credit, he really came in here and did his job. He did as advertised, bring up the offense. Bradley Chubb once again excelled playing under him.
Love him.
He coached them in Denver, and Bradley Chubb had his best season, arguably, this year. Phillips was on the rise. Van Ginkel,
Jalen Ramsey, Xavier Howard. I mean, the list goes on.
Everybody plays
Holland,
well.
There's a lot we could talk about.
Now, I do think, I recently joined Twitter at Lou from Dave. I know you're a big Twitter star, but it was put on there that Javon Holland was pretty much put something up Twitter about just telling him goodbye, kick rocks or whatever. So there were players that were
2 sides to every story.
No doubt. Now I will say he's pushing 70 years old, and
so are you, but I still keep you around. I mean, what's the difference?
That's a valid point. I can't argue there. But look,
one of your presidents, Joe Biden or Donald Trump, they're pushing 70. I mean,
they're 80. They're pushing 80.
I know. So you say 70 like it's a bad thing.
Yeah, no, I know. But in this day and age, players are younger, obviously, and there's a disconnect in speaking with the players. You mentioned he didn't come out a lot as Hard Knocks. That wasn't really his speed, his style. A lot of people were saying that he's up in the booth. All defensive coordinators are up in the booth.
Yeah, I don't know what that's not. That's not everything going on.
The real issue here is, and I heard a lot of people speak about this, is that he had a 3-year deal, and he was the highest paid defensive coordinator, highest paid coordinator, period, in all the NFL. And a lot of people are upset that the Dolphins didn't hold him to his contract. Now, he may have had a clause that allowed him to leave if he wanted to go somewhere else. In this case, obviously, he's from Philadelphia, and he wanted to go back there. But a lot of people are upset because they could have said, hey, we're not going to let you out of your contract. You're signed on for 2 years. Come back. We're not letting you go.
Or would you rather somebody be here that doesn't want to be here?
I agree with you. But there's talk also that you could have held the Philadelphia Eagles accountable and get compensation. Get a 4th-round draft pick or a compensatory period. but they
They
could
got
have
their
got
own problems. They can't sacrifice anything. They can't even sacrifice their grass up there at this point.
it is what it is.
Forget that.
A guy's under contract. He has the right to.
Yeah.
You as a franchise have the upper hand. Have the right to hold.
And he's not the only coach.
accountable.
I know that there's some other moves with the coaches. So if they think the coach is the problem, it's not the coaches. I can tell you exactly what the problem is, but I'm not going to. But will tell you that the comeback player of the year was DeMar Hamlin, and I know a lot of people freaked out thinking it should be Tua. I don't understand why they think Tua would be the comeback player of the year. Come back from what? Come back. We're sitting here tomorrow.
Yeah.
So give it to DeMar. He had a great season.
Obviously, he had a life episode that
But even so,
he came back from the dead essentially. But DeMar Hamlin doesn't move the needle in terms of like his play.
No,
I think comeback player of the year has to be a guy that excels. I don't know if Tua will get it. And I'm fine with DeMar.
No, it was DeMar. They already announced it.
They already announced
it.
I thought it was a finalist. They announced it already.
Okay,
all right, I'm fine with that. That doesn't really upset me. But look, talking about Fangio and possible replacements, a lot of people are suggesting Brandon Staley, former disgraced Chargers coach. I hope that's not the case. I mean, this guy really choked away a playoff lead last year. He was up 27-0.
Jim Harbaugh's going to do good with them over there.
Yeah,
Jim's going to do well with the Chargers.
But the Chargers were horrible in the last couple of years. Made the playoffs last year, had a 27-0 lead against the Jaguars, choked that away. It was odd. It's funny how the minute they fired him and the very next game against the Bills, they fought the Bills. They almost beat the Bills out there. They almost shocked the Bills when they had a horrible record, and everybody thought that team quit, and they almost played the Bills. So it just shows you that Staley is not a desirable coach. So I hope he's not the candidate. Also, Mike Vrabel, former Tennessee Titans coach. He's I love him. I love his style. I don't know that he's not going to get another head coaching job. Ron Rivera was talked about as well. And then locally, you got Anthony Campanelli, the linebacker coach, famous on Hard Knocks for all the cursing that he did.
I liked him.
He was good too. But you don't want to get a guy with this team that's all full of veterans come out and have his first time coaching as being a coordinator. Yeah, that's difficult to do as well. So
I agree.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah. So obviously we have two big games tomorrow. We have the 3:00 game, which is the AFC Championship. You have the Baltimore Ravens versus Kansas City Chiefs at 3, and then at 6:00 you have the NFC Championship. You have the Detroit Lions and the 49ers. So what I would like to see is I would like to see the Chiefs and the Lions.
Wow. Okay.
Because Lions, obviously, it's a beautiful story. They haven't really won anything since
ever.
Like
not the Super Bowl era.
Yeah, but like 91, like I was still pooping my pants. You were still pooping your pants, really. We were both still pooping. I know, but I was like 1 or 2, right? So like that's a beautiful story, and their fans are just so dedicated, so loyal. Like you hear these stories on ESPN of the guy who lost his father and this and the old man, and just every team has its story. But it's a beautiful
years old. He's been a season ticket holder for 66 years. Yeah. He's 83, I think.
And then you take out the mushy love stuff, and then you have Dan Campbell, who obviously us Dolphin fans love. So yes, I would love to see the Lions beat the 49ers. Do I think it's going to happen? I don't think so, but I would love to see it. And then I just can't stand the Ravens. I don't like anything about it. I don't like the city of Baltimore. I don't like Camden Yards. I don't like M&D Bay. I
love Camden Yards
because I gave you a great experience.
But
boy. I don't like the seafood. I don't like anything about Baltimore. I don't like the fans. I don't like the colors. I don't like anything about it.
I actually like the colors. I don't mind the Ravens.
Okay, let me do my spiel here. So yeah. I mean, the only thing I like is when we went to the game last year and we had that great comeback. That's the only thing. But Baltimore and New Orleans is probably my 2 least favorite cities to go to. So
killing me, Smalls.
So I am definitely not going for the Ravens. And Chiefs, right? Like, okay, do I like Patrick Mahomes? No. Do I like Taylor Swift? No. But you know what? We had just such a great experience in Kansas City that I'm okay with. And then the people. So this is more of me being like, not like, okay, players, blah, blah, blah. It's just like who I like better. So yeah, I would like to see the Chiefs and the Lions in the Super Bowl this year in Las Vegas.
I cannot say who I'd like because I'm still in a football pool, and so I don't want to give my hand.
Do you ever hear the saying "happy wife, happy life"?
Right.
So just listen to what I say.
That's fine, but I'm saying that I can't go on record with my pick because I'm still battling in a football pool, so I gotta watch what I say here.
Legality.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But KC at Baltimore. That's the Ravens are favored by 4 points.
Yeah.
And the total on that game is 44.5. So it's interesting to see if it's a shootout or if it's a low-scoring game. Ravens defense is pretty good, and the Chiefs defense is good as well. So we'll see how that
matchup on paper.
How that plays out. Lamar Jackson
is better than Patrick.
I don't think so.
Yes.
No. Well, Patrick, hold on. Patrick has, all the accolades, all the stats. He's got the hardware. Lamar doesn't, and Lamar has had some choke jobs in the playoffs. He's 2-3 now, but he was 1-3
Andrew
going.
is not playing, right?
He is sorry. Mark Andrews is playing.
Oh,
He is. He's going to be active for the game, so
Okay.
that'll be interesting to see. But yeah, look, two great quarterbacks, right? Obviously, as mentioned, Lamar. Patrick Mahomes has a hardware. Lamar's trying to get it, so we'll see how that goes. Interesting enough, the Ravens are hosting, despite winning 2 Super Bowls in their brief franchise history. Of course, they were the former Browns. They've never hosted an AFC Championship game, so this will be the first AFC Championship game in Baltimore since the old Baltimore Colts played there. So you're going back to the early 70s since the AFC Championship game has been played in the city of Baltimore. For the second game, you got Detroit, as you mentioned, Dan Campbell, and all the momentum and all the fans that want to see
beautiful fluff story.
They are the ultimate underdog that people want to see.
Of course.
And then going against San Francisco 49ers, who have 5 Super Bowls in their history.
Yeah.
The 49ers are favored by 7 points, and that game has a total of 51.5. So
High
a lot
game.
of points, high-scoring game. Deebo Samuel will be playing. He was questionable going into yesterday, but he did practice, and he's a go for tomorrow. So that's.
I don't hate the Niners. I mean, it's just I would like to see the underdog. So I think if they were not playing the Lions, if they were playing like a Green Bay or something, I would be more 49ers. But I just like the Lions story, and I like Dan.
Yeah, no doubt. And the Lions actually didn't look that great against Tampa last week.
They didn't, or is Tampa a heck of a 9-8, barely above 500 team that's not in?
Tampa.
They beat the Eagles.
They whooped the Eagles. They whooped the Eagles.
That don't mean anything.
But that was an Eagle team that just quit. But I stick to this. The week before, when the division was on the line against Carolina, who only had 1 win, they won that game 9-0.
Yeah.
3 field goals they kicked in a game that they had to win to get into the playoffs. It was division or bust. So, I'm not sold on Tampa, even though I will say Baker played his butt off.
Baker's he resurrected.
No doubt. And he's going to get a big contract. And he deserves it. The kid's a gutty player. He's been in other places and
look
won.
What shoes he had to fill. He had to fill Tom Brady's shoes.
You're absolutely right. You nailed that. Yeah, absolutely. So
I don't hate Tampa. I support all Florida teams for the most part when it comes to NFL. They made it further than us.
I don't know.
Whatever.
But you did mention that you want Detroit and Kansas City to win. Funny thing about that is those are the 2 teams that started the season. So Kansas City,
I didn't realize that.
Kansas City opened up the season on Thursday Night Football as the defending champion.
Yeah.
And the first game of the season was Detroit at Kansas City. Detroit won that game, actually.
Crazy.
So it'd be pretty crazy indeed if the first game of the season is also the last game of the season. That would be amazing.
So funny story, as you guys know, my grandmother is a newest Dolphins fan, 82 years old. Newest and biggest Dolphin fan. She became a fan at 82 years of age, and she's just diehard. She goes in these chats. She talks to Tyreek Hill. She bashes other teams, this and that. So she said to me the other day, she goes, Ash, I'm going to a party in my new neighborhood, a watch party. And she goes, what team do I go for? Or who's playing? I said, the Ravens and the Chiefs. She goes, oh, I'm going for the Ravens. I said, no, why not the Chiefs? Oh, I hate Taylor Swift. I hate Travis Kelce. And she also said, she goes, I hope no one's cheering for them. I'll be nasty to them. I said, no, you're never going to have friends. So Ravens, you have an 82-year-old Italian woman cheering for you guys this weekend because she is very anti-Chiefs. So we shall see. Beyond that, our Miami Heat are struggling. It is exhausting.
Woo!
So since we've gotten back from Kansas City, I feel like our life has changed since Kansas City. The only thing that's changed is that we ended with a Dolphins loss, and we've seen 5 straight Heat losses since then.
Yeah,
we have not
the Heat are beyond struggling. We did get to see Udonis Haslem's number retired.
That was so beautiful.
He became the 6th Heat player to get his number retired, joining Tim Hardaway, Alonzo Mourning, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, and now and now Udonis is up there.
So people are asking me Ash, what's going on with the Heat, dude? I don't know, man. Jaime Hockey is pretty much the only one who we know has an injury.
Triple J, Jaime Hawkins Jr. He's back today against the Knicks.
Okay, and then Kevin Love had an illness, which, all these viruses. So who are we missing?
Well, we haven't been healthy. We've been missing. We made a trade. We got rid of Kyle Lowry, which is amazing. We got Terry Rozier, who's been having his highest career season to date. So he's a vigorous defender. He, can shoot the ball. He's obviously a lot younger than Kyle Lowry, so that was an upgrade. But look, you don't just make a trade and all of a sudden plug him in and everything is a go. So you will get a little bit of a timetable here. We'll have to get adjusted to each other. They got to get healthy. They got to get their players back, and it'll be fun to see their journey.
Sandy, we just finished up. Hello, we just finished up on our Dolphins talk. That just continue with our weekend without Dolphins football.
Yeah, Sandy, how did you feel about Fangio leaving? There's
because we're
the players kind of wanted him out, but he is what he is, a great defensive coordinator, and now we got to start over, our third coordinator in 3 years. What was your take on that, Sandy? I'm curious to know.
Yeah, because Lou and I we're not like, oh, pitchforks, get him out of here, because we didn't think he did that bad.
Yeah, I thought he did a great job.
But yeah, so our Heat, we have lost 5 straight. We play in an hour and a half against the Knicks. The Knicks just blew out the Nuggets or the Bucks? They just had a big game.
I think the Bucks.
The Bucks. They just had a huge game.
The Knicks have been playing well. We haven't. So it's going to be a tough one. The Panthers, though, have been playing well. They got 3 wins in a row. We got to make a trip up there. I know we've been busy with football season.
So hard.
And the Heat, which are really close to us, but we got to go up to Sunrise and catch a Panthers game because they've changed the name again of the arena. Surprising. But they've won 3 in a row. They're in second place in the conference behind the Bruins. So we definitely got to support our Cats.
This weekend at Amerant Bank Arena, they have the Ringling Brother and Barnabara Circus, which we spoke about last show at Adam, and everybody said how great of a performance it is. So it's unfortunate they won't be there. Look who it is, Dwayne. Good morning. Good morning.
Dwayne,
I love when they say good morning. I'm like halfway through my day. It's like 1:30. Like Lou and I are already trying to figure out what we're doing for dinner. But good morning to you.
It's almost over. There's days just started.
So Dwayne, we were talking about Fangio because Lou and I we're kind of shocked about it, and we're not like happy that he's gone. So Sandy says, I'm torn. I don't think he wanted to be here, but I wish him well, not as well as our new defensive coordinator. Yeah. And that's the worst thing. Like when somebody's in something that they don't want to be, you can tell. Like if I'm somewhere I don't want to be, I'm not going to pretend I'm happy and want to be there. So
you trying to tell me something?
I'm just so happy to be engaged. This is the greatest thing ever. No,
I get it. He's not happy. He's got to go. He's got family for the
Well, hell, you're like, okay, Miss Fins, another one to ask. Perfect. What do you think about this whole Fangio thing Fangio leaving?
Fangio, the replacements that we're hearing are Brandon Staley, former Chargers coach, Mike Vrabel, former Tennessee coach, and Anthony Campanelli, the current linebacker coach, which would be kind of an adjustment because he's never done it before. So,
and then I threw in Ron Rivera because I just like Ron
Rivera.
And Ron Rivera, I
absolutely.
said that. I don't know if they're going to hear my suggestion.
Hey, really quick, while people chime in on this, how about this? With Raheem Morris getting picked to be the Atlanta Falcons head coach, there's only 2 jobs available, Washington and there's another one. I'm forgetting it now. It's slipping my mind. But there's 2 jobs available, Washington and another job.
The Chargers were just signed by...
Yes, Harbaugh. There's 2 jobs available. Help me out. It's Washington and somebody else. And Tennessee.
Duh.
But so those 2 jobs are now not... It's very possible that Bill Belichick, who was tied to Atlanta.
He's not going to Atlanta.
No, he's not. They already picked their coach, is what I'm telling you. So it's possible that Bill Belichick may not coach this upcoming season, which is tremendous for Sandy and everybody who's a Dolphin fan and Shula lover. He's going to have a hard time trying to catch that
Miss
record.
Finn says, well, from my research, and she's very good at her research, she speaks how it is. It was more of we mutually part ways instead of being let go.
Mutually. I think that's an easy way of saying, hey, look, he's a respected, decorated coach, and we're going to do right by him. Ms. Spence, if you missed what I said earlier, a lot of people are saying why the Dolphins didn't ask for compensation from the Eagles, because he was signed to a 3-year deal as the highest coordinator, period, offensive or defensive, the highest paid coordinator, and they just let him go.
And then when Lou said that, I said, what are the Eagles going to give us? Their grass? I said, they're such a mess that they have nothing even to offer
They
us.
got draft picks, though. They got draft picks to give.
So Dwayne says, do you think Hard Knocks had anything to do with all the coaches dropping like flies for Dolphins? So I brought this up to Lou, and I said it was very interesting that you didn't see a lot of Fangio throughout Hard Knocks. Now, this could mean a few things. This could mean that, hey, it was a private guy, which you could see. Like Lou said, he's very decorated. Maybe that, or maybe there was a lot of behind-the-scenes things, which they didn't owe us to show us anything. But maybe, they protected that there was a lot of drama going on with Fangio, and they decided not to show us.
I agree, and it's not just Fangio. Colby Smith, offensive assistant, Ricardo Allen, and Mike Judge, all offensive guys. They were all let go as well.
Yeah.
But look, they had so much footage, and they pick and choose.
Of course.
Anthony Campanelli became a big star because of the cursing, the Italian accent, and so. Those shows are going to gravitate towards the people that move the needle, right? The people that wow, this guy is interesting, exciting. People like him or hate him, So I don't know that Hard Knocks show itself had something to do with it, but I wouldn't put it past it. So good point.
Give us the tush push. Oh my gosh. So guys, we already spoke about the Dolphins, but in the chat real quick, Give us your predictions for the Super Bowl. Obviously, we have 4 teams left. We have the Niners, we have the Lions on the
Big
left
games
side.
tomorrow.
We have the Ravens, and we have the Chiefs on the right side. Lou won't do his prediction because he's in some money pool
I'm in a
things,
pool, so I can't show
but
my
I
cards.
have no filter, so I already said that I would like the Chiefs and the Lions. The Chiefs because I hate everything Baltimore related. Ravens fans, city, food, everything.
Oh man!
And
Stop being so mean.
not me. I just don't like Baltimore.
Yeah,
I would say the same thing if the Saints were in there too. I don't like the Saints either.
I like Baltimore and I like New Orleans as well. Okay, those are great towns.
Yep.
I like the crab cakes, Maryland crab cakes. I love New Orleans gumbo and the po' boys. So you're wrong. I like those
LA
places.
and New York any
Speak
day.
for yourself.
I will. Sandy's Lions. The stadium, that's exactly where I'm at too. Niners are going to be very, 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 very tough.
It's hard to not root for the Lions and Dan Campbell.
No doubt. It's a beautiful story. So we shall see what happens. But yeah, so football, obviously, we don't have the Dolphins playing, but we have our own.
We didn't have the Dolphins playing last week, and to me, divisional weekend, as great as tomorrow is, it's one day game always at 3 and 6:30.
Her son's a Lions fan. I did not know that.
Oh, look at that!
Oh, so she got some skin in the game.
Yeah. But tomorrow is huge, right? Conference championship day, but divisional playoff weekend is so exciting. You got 4 games in 2 days, and it hit me when the Dolphins weren't playing last week.
Yeah.
We have to be playing there next week. There's
Mr.
no
Finn
excuse.
says, I want a Lions-Ravens Super Bowl, but it'll probably be Ravens-49ers.
Which, by the way, that game was played in San Francisco, and Baltimore steamrolled them. So
it's which team I want to be. It's which team that I want to lose more.
Yeah, that's that AFC.
It could be worse, guys. We could be dealing with the Bills.
No doubt. Thank you, KC, for that.
Could be a lot worse. I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
So
it'll be fun.
We'll see. Quick shout out to St. John's. Gotta say it. I know this is Miami Sports Show, but St. John's has swept Villanova for like the first time in like 40 years. So awesome. I am super excited to see my team advance. Right now, they're projected. Oh, you hate when I talk about St. John's.
Don't talk about
He is the biggest St. John's hater.
I'm not. I don't want to, bring you down a little bit. But
I got to finish what
Villanova is not a good team this year. Just say it. But okay.
Okay, but I'm just saying, like, the experts project us being a very, scary 9 or 8 seed going into the tournament.
Yeah, no, they're
that is so exciting. As you guys know,
Rick
Pitino this is his first season with St. John's. And as we know, Rome was not built in a day, so I was not expecting a good start. But hey, Big East is the best. You can't tell me anything different. I mean, UConn, Marquette, there's the best teams.
ACC is still superior. The
Disagree.
Big 12, Big 10, it is. But my team's Arizona, but I will keep it local for the show. The Hurricanes have been struggling. The Hurricanes.
Look at that.
Sandy's going for St. John's for you.
So
the Canes have not looked good. They've dropped a big, tough loss to their rival Florida State, and they lost to Syracuse last week. So the Canes got to get back on track here in the ACC as well locally.
So we're excited. I'm excited to see what March 1st, the Big East tournament. I think that we may win. We have a lot of hard games coming up. We play Providence, a lot of big ones coming up, but I'm really excited. And then the last thing we want to talk about is, of course, baseball season is here. Yesterday, Lou and I went to the Marlins Fan Fest. And they've done stuff like this in the past, but this was like the first of its kind. It was from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. So for those who got there at 4, you missed work, or you didn't go to work, or you picked up your kid right there because getting
kids were in school too. They got to fix that. I think there was a conflict.
I have no clue. She has no clue. The Zags killing me because
Yeah, the Zags are struggling.
Adam Morrison was like one of my favorite. When I used to be really, really, really into college basketball, Adam Morrison was like my dude back in the day.
He was a baller.
What did he do though? He didn't do anything.
No, he didn't really have a very notable NBA career.
I know, but the average person wouldn't know Adam Morrison. So we went to Marlins Fan Fest yesterday. It was from 4 to 10, open to the public, free. And it was, we got there really, really late, with Lou's schedule, but they did a really, really good setup. There were so many people there. I'm not going to say there were so many fans there, so I caught myself there because I can name on both my hands 10 fingers. I have 10 fingers, like the diehard fans, and 2 of them are Louis and I. So I can name the 8 that were there that are truly like.
We saw Martin's man. Martin's man was there. He's big time. He's all over the place.
Yeah, no, there's a few people that people that I know very well are there, but I'd say about
Chase, our buddy Chase was there. All right,
80% of those people there are just there for the fireworks and the food. It's sad because I wish, if it was another team, like the Yankees or, the Braves, it would be your diehards there. So I know that there was a lot of fluff there is what I'm saying.
Look, I don't blame them. The Marlins, they haven't done any moves. They're the only team that hasn't picked up a premier free agent. And worse than that, you got a guy in Luis Ariz who just won the batting title here.
Not Luis like you. He's Luis.
Luis Ariz. He's the batting champion. The guy's a hit machine. you got a chance to sign them long term and lock them up, and they're not doing that. So if you're not going to sign any free agents, at least take care of the guy who puts people in the seats. So very upsetting.
Sandy's back with her Yankees. Go Yankees.
The Yankees have made great moves. The Yankees have assured up their pitching staff. They traded for Juan Soto, who went from her hometown of San Diego over to her Yankees. So the Yankees have made moves. Give them credit.
This is the question for you, Lou. Don't you think we could have been playing Kansas City? We could have played this weekend versus Kansas City.
We could have if we had beaten Buffalo the last game of the year.
No, and then also we'd had to win the Tennessee game too.
Yeah, well, I mean, that would have set things up differently. We actually would have been playing Kansas City last week.
Yeah.
We would have been hosting them, and we would have had a great chance to play this week.
So Dwayne has a fun fact about Dodgers opening day. We all know that the Dodgers signed
Ohtani. They
Austin.
signed the other Japanese pitcher. I mean, they're
so opening day tickets, right? Just in case you and Dwayne want to go for a game. Look what he said. Dodgers opening day tickets. Average ticket price over $1,000.
wow.
You take off 2 zeros of that, and you can do open day Marlins.
So we joined Dwayne. He was gracious enough to get us tickets to the Angels.
We had a great time.
And then a couple of days later, we went out to the Dodgers game as well. And we sat in left field, and those tickets weren't cheap. So I could imagine, but $1,000 for average. That's nuts. I'll tell you what else is nuts. The tickets for tomorrow. In San Francisco and Baltimore, the average ticket price there I saw was like $1,700. So.
Well, I can tell you when we went to that game last year in Baltimore, that random game.
It was a home opener. So
it was. Yeah, I was like, we paid like $375 most for those.
Yeah, no, look, the NFL is obviously king sport, but man, baseball that you have 81 games and for opening day they're charging $1,000. That's nuts.
It's
Ohtani, man, they got to pay Ohtani that money,
right? I mean. So no, guys, we're super excited about baseball season. Obviously, we love baseball. We have all the spring training games here, minus the ones in Arizona. So we do plan on going to a few with our. I say we're going to do all this stuff. We have a wedding plan, but beyond that, talking about wedding, the married man who's been doing this marriage thing already for like a year now. Chef Juke, check your pulse. How's everyone doing? Happy Saturday!
Happy Saturday! It's a beautiful day down here in South Florida. So
I know. I hope you and Miss Fins are enjoying your Saturday. Beautiful South Florida. Dodger dogs $100 plus.
They may be. I mean, they may be. I'll tell you, I had a Dodger dog. I had a couple.
You had like
actually.
4, Lou. He said he had that. He had the ice cream.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. Dodger dog. Just really like it. It sounds so good, right? They wrap it up in that, it says Dodger dog on it. It's a big deal. So I enjoyed that.
Mudbone says Vic seemed in real time make stubborn play calling and said, "I'm out of here." Oh shit.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been. It could have been, but you know what? He has the talent around him. The guy's got hurt. It's not his fault. I think I agree with what Sandy said earlier. His heart was somewhere else, and he wanted to go back home. And there might have been a disconnect with the younger players on his team and all the personalities. So, we'll see. I'll stick to it. The Dolphins should have held the Philadelphia Eagles hostage and asked for compensation. I'm sorry. They should have done it.
I agree. Sadie's enjoying her day at work.
All right. Hope it ends quick enough, even though she's on 3 hours behind. So
I know. She just probably started, unless she started at 6.
She does. She starts early sometimes.
All right. Well, yeah, because I texted her that one time for her birthday, and it was like, I was at work. It was 7 o'clock, and then I texted her, "Happy birthday." And I was like, oh, wait, it's like 4 o'clock in the morning there. And she wrote back. So
Sandy's an early riser.
Miss Fins, she has to go back to work. Enjoy your work. Don't work too hard.
Bye, Sandy. Have a great weekend.
She's 6 o'clock a.m. to 7. Oh, that's so bad.
Wow.
But she works like less days because I'd rather do,
Yeah, I'd rather do that. Absolutely.
No, it is a gorgeous day. Lou and I we have a lot of things that we need to do. So we're going to take advantage of that. One of them is not the beach, but I'm wearing my bathing suit. I got to show you, Dolphin's bathing suit. Very cool. It's actually Lou's. I borrowed it from him about 2 years ago.
My one piece.
And it is a one piece.
I stretched it out.
I can't show you the back though, because that's like a half of a piece back there at this point. Anyways, guys, it has been fun.
Yeah, so we got the big games tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then we'll do a show next week to recap those games. And then we're going to try to do what we did last year. We're going to see if we can get on a guest that will talk about the interesting prop bets for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Super Bowl has so many interesting facets of the game that you could wager on.
The national anthem.
Yeah, they have the coin toss.
All
you
that.
can do so many.
The halftime show. I'm not excited about the halftime show. We'll talk about that more next week.
It's Usher. I like Usher.
Dude, Usher was my jam in the 90s when I learned about cheating and everything because of Usher. You're not the one of my boo. Even though you're not my girl,
he's got great songs. He's a great dancer. It's going to be a good show. I think. It's
Dwayne's coming. What's he talking about? Miami on Friday, March 15th. That's St. Patrick's Day weekend.
Are you coming down? Did
Oh,
you drop?
I didn't know that.
Dwayne, if you're coming down, man,
Let
me
us
know.
know. That's St. Pat's weekend. We do it big here.
Let us know.
So no, I'm really not looking forward to halftime show. The best halftime show for me, obviously, you were Prince. That
I
was
love
like yours.
Prince. Prince is my number one.
You know which one mine is?
Which one?
The one that my grandma hated the most.
Which one?
The 90s rap battle with Dr. Dre, Eminem. Lou, you don't remember 2 years ago when we had food poisoning? We were sitting on this couch. That came on, and I was dancing and popping and everything.
You were.
That's my childhood.
I thought it was okay.
I thought that was so good.
But Prince is my number one show, so absolutely Prince.
So,
but no, it'll be fun. We'll definitely.
Oh, they're going on the cruise. So
you did tell me. Yeah,
we did.
Right. Yeah.
Talking about cruises, the Icon of the Seas, which is you can see from our backyard, is leaving in like 3 hours. So
we're gonna try to catch the inaugural sailing.
I thought he was gonna say we're gonna try to catch and go on board.
No,
be gone for a week.
No, thank you. But it is the inaugural sailing of the Icon of the Seas. If you get a chance to look this up, it is the biggest cruise ship in the world.
Currently,
the entire world.
They're gonna make it bigger.
But currently, it's the biggest one in the world, and you got to see this thing. I mean, it's got a dome in the front.
Can I share the stats?
Yeah, go ahead.
So it's 6 football fields long, 20 levels high, 20 stories high. It holds 11,000 people. 6,000 of them are guests, 5,000 of them are crews. And I did my research because I kind of want to go on it. So we'll see. We got other things we need to worry about, though.
Yeah. No, but it is a marvel. I mean, if you get a chance, like I said,
they're going to see it on the news. It's going to be
Icon of the Seas. The inaugural sailing is today, so we hope
I do
feel, check it out.
Like I said, we could just go down to the port, literally right down the street, and we could see it. You know what I feel like it's going to be? It's going to be like the movie Titanic, or the
Don't say that.
No, please,
just
listen to me. Listen to me. Titanic came out in 1996. I was 6 years old. I was not allowed to watch it.
Why would you say that?
Please, I want to finish my thoughts.
All right, go ahead.
Titanic came out in 1996. I was not allowed to see it for another 5 years later because I was too young. My family did not want us to see it because it's a hard movie. So I feel like it's going to be the scene in the beginning of the movie where everyone's on land and they see the boat going and they're going wild.
And stop it there. And stop it there. I don't want to see anything Titanic related with that ship or any other ship.
I'm just saying don't put
Titanic in a cruise.
I'm just saying the people on land were so excited for the boat to go, and you see them waving to everybody.
All right, too soon. Dude,
the boat's not going to sink. I'm just telling you this.
All right.
I'm just saying, you guys know what I'm saying. That's that scene where everybody on land's like waving, and then Leonardo DiCaprio and his buddy just won the tickets from the bar, so they go up, and the guys from the bar.
Well, he didn't make it, so bad analogy.
Look, Chef understands what I'm saying. Chef got my back.
I think he's laughing at you. Saying
Chef got my back. Chef knows what I'm talking about. That scene. Mauricio, we made it. Mauricio, we're going to America. Mama, I see you. Okay, that's the scene. Thank you, Chef.
All right. So that'll be fun to see that. It'll be good. Hopefully we can make it. I know there's going to be lines everywhere, people to do the same thing. It's so we'll see.
Okay. I just want to be held like Rose.
I'll throw you right off the ship.
I know. Gross. Anyways, guys, enjoy your Saturday. It has been fun. And I usually end with Go Dolphins. I usually end with Go Heat.
You can still say Go Dolphins. You could say
I got nothing.
Come on Heat.
Only thing that my mouth is Go Johnnies at this point.
Okay. All right. Well, hopefully our other teams come around. Obviously, a lot of Dolphins talk in the offseason. It's already started with these Fangio ripple, this huge earthquake.
Have a great weekend.
Fangio leaving the team, and obviously we
have look on OG look on OG Lou's face.
Yeah, seriously.
Chef, you know where I was at with that. I know you got me.
We got some decisions to make in the offseason. We'll be here talking about it. And just hope everybody enjoys the games tomorrow. A couple big games. And then we'll be back to recap them next week. And we definitely want to do a Super Bowl preview show along with the interesting prop bets that'll be taking place. And speaking of betting, the Super Bowl this year is in Las Vegas, which will probably be the biggest party that we've ever seen. So it should be interesting.
All right. Have a good Saturday, guys. Have fun. You too. See ya during the week.
All right, guys. Take care. Bye.
Bye.